Imagine looking at a photograph of your own dead body. You are lying in a shallow dirt grave in the desert, with a bullet hole in your temple. But you aren't dead. You're holding the photo in your hands, and the person who paid to put you in that grave is the woman you've slept next to for the last 10 years. This is not a Hollywood movie. This is the insane, true story of Ramon Sosa. Ramon was a highly successful, hard-working man from Texas who built a thriving gym business from the ground up. He thought he had the perfect life when he married Lulu, a woman he deeply loved. But after years of marriage, the business took off, and Lulu's attitude completely changed. She filed for divorce, but she didn't just want half of his money, she wanted everything. And there was only one way to get it. Ramon had to disappear. Lulu began asking around for a hitman. She reached out to a guy named Mundo, offering him $2,000 to have her husband permanently eliminated. But Lulu made a massive, fatal mistake. She didn't know that Mundo wasn't a gangster. He was a regular guy, and more importantly, he was a former client at Ramon's gym and a close friend of Ramon. Mundo immediately went to Ramon and told him everything. Ramon's blood ran cold. The woman he loved wanted him dead. They didn't just call the regular police. They went straight to the FBI and the Texas Rangers. And the authorities came up with one of the most brilliant, high-stakes, undercover sting operations in history. First, the police wired Mundo with a hidden microphone to record Lulu repeating her murderous request. Once they had her on tape, it was time for the next phase. An undercover detective, looking like a hardened cartel hitman, arranged to meet Lulu in a dark, empty parking lot. Hidden cameras recorded the entire meeting. Lulu handed the undercover cop a down payment, along with Ramon's schedule and the keys to his truck. The cop looked her dead in the eye and said, "Once I do this, there is no going back. Are you sure?" Without blinking, she smiled and said, "Do it." But to arrest her for capital murder, the police needed to prove that she would accept the finished job. They had to fake Ramon's death. Detectives drove Ramon out to the remote Texas desert. They dug a shallow grave. They put special effects makeup and fake blood on his head and told him to lay in the dirt with his eyes closed. Ramon later said that lying in his own grave, pretending to be dead, was the most terrifying moment of his life. The police snapped several Polaroid photos of his corpse. The trap was set. The undercover cop met Lulu in a parking lot one last time. He rolled down the window and handed her the Polaroid photo of her husband lying dead in the dirt, covered in blood. Lulu didn't cry. She didn't scream. She looked at the photo, smiled, and actually laughed. She thanked the hitman and walked away. But she didn't get far. Within seconds, police cruisers completely surrounded her. Sirens blared as armed officers swarmed her car, dragging her out and slapping cold steel handcuffs on her wrists. The look of pure shock on her face was priceless. In court, Lulu pleaded guilty, knowing the evidence was completely bulletproof. She was sentenced to 20 years in a maximum security federal prison. As for Ramon, he survived the ultimate betrayal. He kept his life, his business, and his freedom, proving once again that if you try to dig a grave for someone else, karma will make sure you fall in it yourself.